Hello, Randy Rain here, and this is my headache illusion. And I've already done a video about all the electronics and stuff that I redid because I've built this thing many times over. Now this video is about this cool Jacob's Ladder addition that I built. I made it modular so I can use it if I want to or not. So I've played with these before, but I've never done it inside of a tube like this, and that posed a challenge. So let me show you. So it all starts with a neon sign transformer. You can see it's UL listed for a gas tube sign transformer. And this is standard here in America, 120 volts, 60 hertz. But you can see it's turning it into 15,000 volts at 30 milliamps. So at 30 milliamps, you still don't want to touch it. And this is the inputs that I just have to an old extension cord that I'm using. But I have it broken here because I have inside of here a relay switch and a battery. And then when I push down on this, you can step on this, it turns this relay switch on, which will turn on the transformer. And then the two outputs are the posts at the ends here. And then it just comes through the wire to each side of these poles here. And that's it. That's all it is. So I 3D printed this base and did a little paint job on it. And the base has slots for tracks. And then the whole piece will just slide onto it, and I can take it on and off. That'll work. Then there's this acrylic tube that's going to go onto the base. And I'll use 4 screws to hold it. And I really don't like to drill into acrylic. Me and acrylic, we're not good friends. So I'm going to use my heat pen in order to just burn holes into it. And then I can put some screws in it and it'll hold. But I have to take them right back out because I have to finish the inside. The part that holds the metal rods has to be very non-conductive. It has to be a huge insulator. You can't use something like wood or MDF or anything like this. This is polyurethane resin, so it needs to be plastic like this. Otherwise, this electricity will go right through it. And of course, it just gets glued in with a little CA glue. Then it can go all back together and take the plastic wrap off now. And I need one more hole for the wire to go into. This is a much bigger hole. Basically strip the ends and push those metal rods firmly onto the wires. I have it temporarily hooked up, and you can see it in action. I originally did this, but I painted this in gold paint. So watch what happens when I put this on underneath here. With this high voltage, the paint is conductive. And then it carbonizes everything, which just makes it more conductive. So I printed this out here, and hopefully this isn't really metallic. And so I'm hoping. So the problem is the way this thing works. When I put electricity to this thing, it's going to take the least resistance. And the least resistance is right here. But that arc causes heat. And heat rises. And so above it is a little bit hotter than there, which makes it even less resistance. So it's actually less resistant to move up. Well, that continues. That heats that area, and that rises and heats it up. And so it follows the heat trail up. That's why it goes up. When I enclose it like that, the heat gets trapped up here. So the arc just keeps going right here because this is the shortest resistance because of the heat. So I can either try splaying them out a little bit more so that it, even with the heat, this is a better resistance, or I don't add anything on top and so that the heat can come out. That kind of defeats the purpose, which is encapsulating this thing so it doesn't hurt anybody. Or not. All right, here's a quick test. That should hold a piece of plastic in front of it. So let's see what happens. Oh. We start a fire. That's what we do. Okay, it can't be that. But it worked better, didn't it? All right, I've learned a lot here. So I made this piece, put it in there, even put some tape here. And so now that goes on, separating those two. Like that. It helps and works at first, but then the heat builds up and then it stops. It'll just arc completely around that. So I figured it's all about the heat. So I made it with holes here. So I thought maybe I could do that right there. So there's these holes. So you'd think that might vent the heat out. So it does at first, but then it's too much and it just arcs across. So I 3D printed just this. But if I do that, which I believe is what I'm going to have to use, might 3D print just a mesh so that's enough air to get out. Yep, I think I got it. I made a divider and then a grill, and interesting enough, it does matter. For some reason, perpendicular to the divider is better than along with it. I don't know, strange. Now make some JB weld up here. Right there, it's going across all the time.
I do believe that's what I want.
So if you like this video, or you just appreciate that it's not a bunch of AI crap, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. I want to thank these people here. These are the patrons. These are the people helping me out. And these are people bringing me and allowing me to do this stuff. And I couldn't do it without them. There's no way. So I thank them oh so very much. If you'd like to become a patron, there's perks and stuff and all that. So go check it out. Anyway, thanks for watching.